Hello, hello, hello. What's going on,
Hello,
good people?
hello.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. Hopefully, everybody can hear us if you're on there. As you're coming in, get comfortable, kick off your shoes unless you're driving, keep those things on, stay safe. Hope you're having a great week. It's been a pretty good week for us so
Has
far.
been.
Busy week. Uh, oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, we can definitely be heard. We're really excited for today. It's a new day, which means it's a good day. But we got a couple things we're going to say today, so that's exciting. We'll feature a local artist that many of you have heard of. If you have not, you're in for a treat.
Yeah, if you're from the Lancaster area,
Or even Central PA,
Central
or
PA. Yeah.
LA, or New Orleans, or all these other places he's been. He's doing awesome things. So excited to share some more information about him. But before we get to that, we'll catch you guys up on what's going on in our life. We want to know what's going on in yours too. So let us know. Drop in
How's
the
the day
comments.
going?
Yeah,
How's the
how's
week going?
everything? Any big announcements? Anything fun, big or small? Honestly, let us know. Let us shout you out. We want to celebrate all the big wins and small wins with you. It's all part of the story. So share with us, and we'll share with you as we have news coming up. So yeah, let's get to it. You got anything you want to go with?
Well, this
How
weekend.
you doing?
This weekend I'll be at the Lancaster Improv, acting as Jane Johnson. Get to tell the story of Jane Johnson. I'm really excited about that. I believe it is $15 for a ticket, but it's going to be down at Lancaster Improv, so you guys should definitely come check that out.
Check it out.
I'm a little nervous, but excited. So that's all I got going.
When was the last time you were on stage?
Don't know. How about you?
Oh, me, exciting news coming from our side. We are very, very excited to announce we'll be doing a podcast soon. It's called the Black History Podcast. That's right. The Black History Podcast is going to share with you guys true stories from Black people that you've maybe never heard of. Maybe a couple you have.
Like Jane Johnson.
Like Jane Johnson. Shelby is
Jordan taught me a lot about her.
She is an awesome person. I can't wait for you all to learn more about her. She's going to be our first episode. And yeah, so keep your eyes and ears peeled for that. We'll be inviting people to check out the page and just learn more about her. And then, of course, when the first episode launches, we want you to listen to it. Let us know what you think. Let us know if you learned anything or felt inspired or what you liked, what you hated. I want to know it all. We're really excited about that. So looking forward to launching that in the next couple of weeks here.
And Jordan's been working very hard on it, y'all. So I'm really excited for you guys all to see it. Well, hear it, then see it eventually. Yeah.
So yeah, that's what's going on. But let's get to the meat and potatoes of today. What we're going to talk through. You want to tell them a little about our feature artist? I'm gonna take this music down because
Right.
Let's get out of the lounge.
Oh, you're funny. So today we're going to be sharing a story about a local artist whose name is Sir Dominique Jordan. Last year we had the great opportunity to be able to partner with the YWCA Lancaster to highlight the stories of a couple BIPOC artists here in Lancaster and just really highlighting the work they're doing, why they do what they do, why they do what they do. And then and why it's important for the work that they do. So we're really excited to share that with you. Anything else?
No,
Ahead of that?
not that I can think of. Sir Dominique Jordan is just an awesome person. He's an activist throughout the community. We'll tell you more about him after the video, but just really excited for you all to get to know him, to learn to love him the way we have, and yeah.
All right.
Check it out.
Enjoy. Presenting Sir Dominique Jordan.
The prolific one.
I make art to activate the spirit inside of people to make a conscious change. Some type of change to inspire others to do the same thing.
Sir Dominique Jordan, Black Artist Radio Station, take one.
My mother always taught me that if I don't tell my story, someone else will tell it for me. So I've always been really open to learning about other orators, great writers, and realizing that, you know, my destiny aligns with some of the paths that they already set for me. I want to basically use my art form to push other people to express themselves at a high level and really take themselves serious and take their trauma and their vulnerability and use it as a superpower. When I first started writing on a regular basis, that would have been in like high school or something like that. But I didn't look at poetry as an art form. I looked at it as, you know, English class, and storytelling was more related to, you know, composition, English, communications. But I'd say within the last, you know, like I said, last 5 or so years, honestly, it was really 2019, 2020 that showed me that there's power in really being intentional and when you're creating something. There was a song specifically that like set it off for me. It's called So Proper. It was like my first like real track as Sir Dominique Jordan. And it all just came about by like, how can I take the sound that I know people love today and add artivism to it? The beat is there, right? But how can I make it a little deeper and add substance to it while people are, you know, captivated by the hi-hats, captivated by the drill sound, if you want to say, the trap sound. And that's kind of where it started. But now like it's leveled up to so many other things. And originally like that, I didn't want to make music because I didn't want to sound like these trap people that everybody seemed to love. And there's nothing wrong with that because I love them too. But I just didn't want to sound like that. Now I've been able to like find my sound. I don't know what it's called yet. We're just gonna call it sheesh music for now. You know what they say, 90% of a tree is grown underground. And we don't see that. We don't see the roots being formed. We don't see all of these different things. And I think a lot of people probably have a misconception that like, it just like happened and all these different things were transpiring inside of me. Like I was an educator before I was an artist, you know, and I noticed that young people, not only do they need to see themselves in the person that is guiding them and educating them, right? But they also need someone that meets them where they are. And music and art does that. It's a universal language, right? And that's really where it started for me. It started for me to see like, wait a second, you know, I could create an affirmation song for my son, or I could create a song that can reach a young adolescent's mind as well as, you know, somebody my age or older. And that's where there's power, and there's power in community and building community with our creativity. Now I've been able to step outside of just music, poetry. Now I'm painting. Now I'm doing things I never thought I would do, and I'm not doing it just as an entrepreneur trying to sell somebody something. Like I'm doing it because this is what I want for, again, the next generation. This is what I want for my kids. I want them to be able to create for not a living, but for a life. I think being chosen to be an artist in the Black Artist Way Station really just helped me take this quantum leap and really reach the level that I need to be personally and professionally to exceed the objectives that I set for myself, not just for my artistry, you know, but for the team around me. My project is to show my generation and the younger generation about how historic Lancaster is and how relevant African Americans are to the history of not just Lancaster County, but to America. You know, from the 1800s to current day, we've made so many strides and so many historic achievements and reached so many pinnacles of success that nobody talks about. But I want to really get down to the nitty gritty and break down some of these like really precious gems that we have throughout our city. And all throughout our city that are relevant to the Underground Railroad, that are relevant to freedom seekers, that are relevant to, you know, some of the unique formations of the area that we live in. If we teach artists the power in which we can make a change in our neighborhood, in our schools, and just in the world in general, and we had the powers that be looking at us like, hey, we're more than just a marketing tool. You know, abundance is endless. Everybody's gonna win, and not even just win, but everybody's gonna live. It's the hope dealer, the self-talker. the artist known as Sir Dominique Jordan, the prolific one.
Welcome back.
Mm-hmm.
And that is Sir Dominique Jordan. What a story. That was a fun one.
Yeah, that was
to do.
really fun. It's been a while since I had watched it all the way through. So I'm just remembering the process of making it and how much fun that was. So
yeah, it's we get to consider him a friend as well, so it's always fun when you get to shoot with people you know and that you believe in. But when you really get to know the work that he's doing and see the work that he puts in and day out, and it's really not just for him but for the community, and how he is so intentional with bringing artists along with him. It's inspirational. It's a beautiful thing, and Lancaster's got a real gem in him. So it was an honor to be able to capture this phase of his story, because he's got so much more to go.
And this was last year, so much has happened even since we've produced this video. But
yeah, let's talk a little about the video, what it was like to produce, what kind of went into it, maybe the little things that people don't necessarily think about that we think about just from a prospect and a approach. What are some things that you really enjoyed about putting together that video? Oh, I got one.
I really just enjoyed the whole process. I mean, because there's so many different parts that go to it, from us sitting down doing the interview to us capturing the B-roll and then putting it together. It really is all these different stages. So I feel like I have some of my favorite parts depend on which stage we were in. But I especially liked in our pre-planning stage when we did like the vision consultation, because we spoke about this before, but whenever we work with people, we go through them having a vision consultation where we just sit down, we talk, we get to ask them questions about, what are the story that they want to tell? What are the key 3 things that are important to them? And we kind of go from there. But we asked them a very specific question, which was, if you could be a color, what would you be? And some artists chose their favorite color or colors they felt that like their aura would be. And so for Sir Dominique Jordan, it was like this orange, like this bright orange color. And it was really cool getting what are you doing? You're distracting me.
Sorry. I wanted to see the color.
No.
It's cool.
But it was really cool. Once we got into the studio, we then had to create that. So we got to experiment with lighting, which was really fun. And Sam Solomon came in, helped us out, and did the lighting for us for this. And it was just really cool to see it all come to life, because it was kind of just an idea like, oh, I wonder, how can we make it so that there's this hue, like there's this light behind them that they're omitting. So that was really the inspiration behind that.
Yeah, and we'll share more of the videos we did with some of the other Black artists, but they each have their own different color, their own different hue that really does fit who they are, that they got to pick out. And it's little things like that that we try to do throughout our process to help people feel comfortable, because we truly believe you have to feel comfortable and in control of your surroundings and your settings and the music and all of that to truly tell a good story, to truly be able to speak and feel familiar. I mean, usually that's how you get the most authentic answers. You have the most authentic conversations when you're at home or with friends. So we can't obviously do things in your house all the time. Sometimes you need a studio setting. But if we can do little things that help you get a little bit more comfortable, that place you in your own element, that hype you up, that gets you excited, we try. I mean, it's a important part of our process. So I think one of the things that I love about this video in particular is it's always a challenge to find music for people. It is one of the longest things that goes into the post process, because we can never agree on what cut, and you're always looking for that perfect cut. But for this one, it was almost just perfect that we get out to do it with him, because he's not just a poet and a speaker, but he's also a music artist.
Yeah,
so he makes his own music. So we got to incorporate some of the music that he made within this video, which makes it feel even more personal to him because it's got so many elements of them. We don't always just get to do stories on musicians, so we don't just get to do that. But I love that part of it, and a lot of people may not even realize it, but I think it just fits it just so much because of that. So I love that. That was one of my favorites.
Yeah, I think, and even as a part of our process, we always asked, hey, send any footage or any other media you might have that'll help to best tell your story. So some of the B-roll we went out and shot, and we did that over a period of months. This took a couple months. A lot of times some things are very like quick turnaround, quick go, but we were really able to take our time with this. And even through seeing, you see the wide array of mediums that he deals with, which was really cool too. And I think one of my favorite moments is when the artists get to see what it is that we created. Because a lot of times we hear often anyway that, oh, I've never taken a moment to step back and actually look and see all that I've done, all that I've accomplished, how far I've come. But once they sit down and go through the process of telling their story, and when they go through the process of gathering materials to help tell their story, and even when we're sending draft versions to them, like, hey, how are you feeling about this? We know it was important to you that we touched on these key areas, because again, it's not like this is a 10-20 minute thing. We only can tell their story in such a time. But I think that's one of my favorite parts too, is just getting to hear their responses once they see the finished thing.
It's that big reveal, because it's like, we do, like Shelby said, share throughout, but to truly give that final version, just to see people's reactions and how they feel. I mean, it's one of those moments that make it worth doing, that make all of the hours and hours of tweaking little things here and tweaking little things there.
Lots of Red Bulls.
Right. Lots and lots of Red Bulls. I'm on a sugar-free now, though, so that's a step. But yeah, it's this is just part of my what I love, how we do it and why we do it, because we get to do awesome stories on people like this. Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed that, because I know we did.
We'll also be posting the video later, so you guys can watch it as well. And it's also on our YouTube page. I feel like we never talk about our YouTube page, but we got one. So if you would like to see some of our other work, just type in WE&Company on YouTube and you'll see some of that, and you'll find Sir Dominique Jordan video on there as well. Now, the other question I had, we already talked about. It was about the creative process.
Okay.
But I do have one that's kind of outside of this.
Okay.
Did you write one too?
I did, but we got 5 minutes.
Oh, okay. You're right. Since, we did it on artists, I said, if you could tell the story of a famous legend, who would it be and why?
Oh, but I'm doing so many famous legends right now. Ugh. Gosh, I mean, mine would definitely be Jane Johnson, because I'm doing hers right now. I mean, okay, I'll do Wesley Harris, because he's the second story. That's a little foreshadowing or whatever for anybody who's going to stick around for the series. But Wesley Harris, his story is just one of perseverance and family and trust and just holding on to your own belief. But I would definitely tell his story. I'm really looking forward to hopefully one day putting it on screen so people can see it. Because there's just so many stories out there about Black people in specific that have never been told, but are out there, that are written, that are historical and real. And I think if we talk about them a little bit more, we can understand how we got where we're at a little better, why we are the way we are, and and really get some inspiration from it. So that would be mine, quickly, without going too deep.
I can't wait for y'all to hear it. By the way, it's great. And also, I really like how even these stories are out there, but one thing Jordan also mentioned is they're not necessarily modernized. So that's another thing that Jordan's going to be doing with the podcast too, is modernizing.
No old English, don't worry. We ain't taking an English class.
So for me, Only because I was thinking of her today because I was listening to one of her songs. Originally, I wanted to say Maya Angelou because, it's Maya, Mama Maya. But her aside, I would have loved to have met Nancy Wilson, the songstress.
No, you and Nancy.
I love me some Nancy Wilson. There's two Nancy Wilsons. One's a country singer. I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about what people called her, a jazz singer. But if you asked her, she did not call herself a jazz singer. She called herself a songstress.
A songstress. It's beautiful. I like that.
Exactly. She was just this elegant, eloquent, classy lady whose voice literally sounded like honey. And I was on like this Nancy Wilson kick a couple years ago where I was just listening and finding all these interviews of her.
For months.
Whatever.
Months, Nancy was blasting through the house, which I love. I'm not mad at it.
I Wish You Love, such a great song. But anyway, I just loved her voice. And obviously, I'm a couple decades late. She passed away years ago. But I would have loved to have met her, and I would have loved to have told her story because she was just a woman with so much grace and so much conviction. And it would have been a fun story to tell. So
she would have liked you. I could see you guys being friends.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that'd be Auntie. I'd call her Auntie.
All right, hey, maybe a Nancy Wilson biopic sometime in the future. You never know. I don't know. Well, this is our time. A short one this week, but we're going to be back here next week doing it all over again, talking about some more things, maybe featuring a few more artists, showing some more videos. Please let us know what you thought. If you have any questions for us or any topics you want us to talk through, definitely let us know. And don't forget that.
Can I?
Go ahead. No, go on. Do it to it.
Taking all the time.
Sorry. I'm claiming your time.
Oh, anyway. So tomorrow is Throwback Thursday, where we will post a throwback video. Honestly, Dominique's will probably actually be tomorrow.
We might feature that again tomorrow.
Well, so we'll feature that tomorrow. But Friday, this upcoming Friday, is Free Write Friday.
Free Write Friday.
And we've been getting some really good responses, surprisingly.
Yeah, keep writing, y'all.
Definitely keep writing. If you want to know what some of our past free writes have been, just look on our Instagram, look on our reels, and we have some of the topics. Our last one was about writing about someone you love. Someone or something that you love, and people actually emailed in a couple of stories, so that was pretty exciting. That feels like my baby of the week, Free Write Friday. I get excited about it. We also might start doing some in person, maybe, depending. But yeah, so that's what's coming up. And again, let us know what you thought. If you want to have us talk about certain topics or anything like that, let us know. WE&CO Wednesday is reserved for us to share with you all a little bit more about who we are, our story, and also our process. So that's all. Oh yeah, and check out BTS Tuesday yesterday. That was a fun one as well.
And word of the week this week was
narrative.
Yeah, narrative or narrate. It's a derivative of each other.
Well, narrate. It's more of an action.
Point being, tomorrow being Free Write Friday.
No, tomorrow is not Free Write Friday. Oh my God,
it's Wednesday.
It's
That's right.
Day?
Okay, so in 2 days being Free Write Friday, start writing down your narrative so that you get to have it for life. So we're all going to do this together. Write down our stories, and whether you share it or not, that's up to you. But at least you will have it.
Yes. All right. Well, y'all take care. Arrivederci. We'll see y'all later.
Do some good for yourself.
Have a great rest of your week.
And we'll see you same time, same place. Well, maybe not same time, or roughly the same time.
Yeah.
But same place.
Yeah, same place, same day. And guys, just remember, Tupac cares if don't nobody else care. Okay.
And that's all, folks.
Bye, y'all.